All right, hey guys, today we are working in Google Sheets. I will be showing you how to highlight names in a list that you have in Google Sheets. And secondly, we will be looking at how to sort these names automatically into additional different sheets. So here we go. Right off the bat, you'll notice that down below I have 4 tabs. The first one's labeled log, which is a log of student names accompanied by their grade. The second, third, and fourth tabs are the additional sheets that have groupings by grades 1, 2, and 3. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is highlight these names based on the number of times that the names occur in the list. So what we want to do is we want to highlight all the names in this list that are duplicates or that appear more than 2 times. In other words, we want to highlight names that appear 3 or more times. So let's go ahead and set up a conditional formatting to highlight these duplicate names right now. First thing we're going to do is click on column A and right click and go down to conditional formatting. What that will do is it will bring up the conditional format rules on the right side of your window. You'll notice that because I right-clicked on the column, it automatically highlights the column from rows 1 to 109. 109 appears to be far enough down for us, so we can work with that. A:(A) should highlight the entire column so that you're not limited by row for your conditional format rule. Next, we'll go down to the format cells condition, and instead of using a predefined format rule, we will select custom formula. And we will set up our custom formula using the COUNTIF function. If you have worked in Excel, many of these format or formula rules carry over one-to-one into Google Sheets. So we will use the COUNTIF function, which is defined by the range. So in our case, the range is going to be everything in column A. It doesn't look like the clicking is populating the formula, so I will go ahead and enter this manually. I want to lock my values in case I'm ever dragging or copying pasting this formula. So I'm using the $ to lock those values. And then the second parameter within the COUNTIF formula is the criteria. So the criteria for us is going to be the same thing. It's going to be itself because we're looking for duplicate values within column A. So we're going to completely repeat the value that was used for the range and use that for the criteria as well. Any guess as to what will happen when we enter this formula? You'll see it just did it. Off to the left, we said that our range was all of column A, and we said that we wanted it to be highlighted if the values equal themselves, and therefore the entire range of values has been highlighted automatically. Now remember, we're trying to only highlight certain cells, and we're highlighting specifically names that appear 3 or more times. So to finish off this formula, we're going to enter an additional setting to do exactly that. If we enter greater than 2, it will find all of the values in column A and highlight those. So what you see here is after entering greater than 2, all of the name values here that occur 3 or more times, or as many times as greater than 2, are automatically highlighted. We can hit done, and now we have set up our conditional format rule to highlight names in a list that appear more than 2 times. Okay, moving on to part 2. We're now going to sort these names into additional sheets based off the values that the names are associated with for a grade. So for example, we want everyone with grade 1, these names to automatically populate the G1 or the grade 1 tab, and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and go to our second tab. And the formula that we're going to use to do this is the query formula. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through how this formula works. The query formula is entered into your first cell value, and it will automatically then in Google Sheets populate the remaining rows, even though you don't actually see the formula in those subsequent rows upon having entered the query formula in the very first empty cell here. So for the query formula, what we're doing is we're going back to our master sheet, which is called log, and that's what the log exclamation mark indicates. And we want to pull all values over within this range. So our range is the range of cell A2 to B967 on the log sheet, which is basically as far down as we need to go. I doubt we'll ever hit 1000 with this list. So that range is sufficient to make sure that we don't flow over. And the second parameter here is a command to tell this query to retrieve the values from columns A and B. Columns A and B again consists of our student name in column A and the grade in column B. Now the last part of this second parameter is we need to tell it what to query based on what value. And because this is the grade 1 sheet, we've set the value to 1. Once we've done that and hit enter, the list will automatically populate. And you'll notice that the custom formula has been applied for this entire workbook. So it carries over onto all of these subsequent sheets. So let's play around with this formula to increase some familiarity. We said that this would be grade 1. Now, if I wanted this to be similar to what we've done for grade 2, you would change your value here to 2 to represent those students that are in the second grade. And what that does is you can see that the query now automatically updates the list with second graders. So let's go back to the formula and change it back, because this is, after all, the grade 1 sheet. We could obviously also do the same thing for grade 3. You'll see that only third graders are pulled and retrieved from the name list from our master log sheet. But to complete this exercise, we will go ahead and change the value back to 1. And you'll see that this is how you can quickly use the query formula to sort fields of records into additional sheets automatically. In this case, we've pulled names from the master sheet into additional sheets based off of student grades. That concludes this quick lesson on working in Google Sheets. I hope you found this helpful. And if you did and would like to see more, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.